Good morning, welcome to Something Saturday. So today I thought rather than doing any stamping, I'm actually going to show you some cool things that you can do with your punches. So you can see hopefully that I have some of my punches displayed out in front of me and some of the things that I've actually done with them over here. Right, so we have got, let me just bring in the catalogue for a second. So we have got specific tag topper punches, and these ones here will also produce you quite a cool looking tag as well. But we also have other ones like this and this one here. You can probably do this with quite a few of the different punches. And basically what you can do is you can make them longer or shorter or fatter, depending on what you do with your punch. So I just thought it would be kind of fun to show you how to do that. Hopefully you think the same thing. Because if not, then I'm not going to have much engagement on this. All right, so let's start off with some cardstock. That always works well, doesn't it? All right, so you'll see that, let me move these all out of the way for a moment. Let's just pop that down with that one, that there, that there, these ones with this one. Okay, let's start off with this one. Actually, no, forget that. Let's start off with this one. So you'll see that this one here actually has little tiered steps like that. That's because you can grab my ruler. So this one's in inches. So you can do a 2-inch one, you can do a 1.5-inch one, or you can do a 1-inch one. So let's go ahead and cut ourselves 3 pieces of cardstock. So let's go with 1 inch, 2-inch, 1.5, wasn't it? This would be good if I got it right. I don't want to go for 3 inches. That's possibly a little excessive. Yeah, this is scrap cardstock, so I just thought this way I can just show you, and I'm not going to have a whole heap of cardstock left over that I'm going to go, oh, now I've got to make something with that. So just pop your piece into there and punch it down, and you have one that looks like that. Then you slide in the next one and you make sure that it fits nicely in between those two, and you pop it down and it gives you that. And then you take your next one and you pop it down and it gives you that. Now with this, if you want to, you can double end it. So for example, like that, and then you could tie it round a gift or whatever you want to do with it. You could make napkin rings with it, for example, if you wanted to. So obviously you can do that with paper as long as you want it to be. And then all the bits come out over there. And you grab your dustbin and you shove them into the dustbin. So that is my first example. So potentially I quite often use these as tags on bags or my Christmas presents and things like that. And it's just so easy. You know, you've got your, probably I would use like 10.5 because then it's my piece of A4 that's being cut into 4 pieces, and I'd just shove that in and it would give me a nice cute little tag about that size. I'd stamp on it and then I'd turn it over and I'd write on it. And that's how I do that one. So we can move that from the scene of the crime. And we'll move on to this one because this one is also a dedicated just tags. So this one here, as you'll see, is, hang on a minute, might need my glasses after all. Oh. So this one is 1 inch, and then it is 3/4 of an inch and 1/2 inch. So this one here I've actually already pre-cut to the 1 inch. So we will not use a separate bit of paper, we'll just go with the same one. So 1 inch, 3/4 of an inch, and 1/2 inch. Let's pop that to one side. Okie dokie. So if I wanted these ones to sort of layer up on top of this one, what I would do is make sure that it's gone all the way through. It has. Excellent. So that would now look quite nice layered on top of that. And the last one, again, will look really nice layered on top of that. So you could create quite a beautiful layer just by using these particular punches. And obviously, again, you can punch the other end of it too, so that you end up, so if you wanted it to be the right size, you'd obviously need to cut it down to the length that you want it and then cut it. So that is how you would use that one. Now, obviously, these ones here come with 2 different sizes thingos. So actually, let's show you what the other side looks like. In it goes. That didn't go in. Give me a moment. That one's being awkward. So that one gives you a nice round end on that part. And again, that hasn't gone in. And that one, and in fact I might just trim off the end of this and show you what the end of that one looks like as well, so that you know. So there's a few of these different ones in the catalogue and they are quite cool. Let's just persuade that one in all the way down, make sure that it's lining up there, and then it'll give you a good line there. So again, those ones there will line up. 1, 2, 3. So that, I just think they're really cool, those. So let me just quickly show you in the catalogue the other ones of them that there are available. Punches. I have punches up here. So here they are down here. We've got the Banners Pick a Punch, which gives you that shape and that shape. We've got this Treasured Tags Pick a Punch, and we've also got the Lovely Labels Pick a Punch. So they are each $40, but gee, you get an awful lot for $40, don't you? And considering that, you know, I've had some of my punches, well, actually since I started with Stampin' Up, which was 13 years ago. So I think they're pretty good value for money. So we're going to pop those ones to one side. Now, let's move on to this one here. So this is what this one will punch out. However, you don't have to stop with that. You could do, so what you do is you measure the width of your punch. So for example, with this one, you've got it at, that's why. Obviously I wasn't measuring it up right. I was going to say, I'm sure it's meant to be 3.9. So 3.9 wide. So let's cut down our bit of cardstock to 3.9 so you can see what I'm talking about. 3.9. Let's just move that into the picture, shall we? 3.9. Take that piece off. Oh, have a scorer trying to escape there. So 3.9. All right, now if I want it to be longer like this, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop it into here. So you pop it in one side and you can pull it through the middle, and just to make sure that it's going to be flat like that. I'll get rid of that piece. And then you put it in the other side and you pull it to whatever length you want it. And I think that I possibly should have cut it slightly smaller. Yeah. So that is how you get a longer one. But what if you want it shorter? Well, there's a way for doing that too. So let's go 3.9. Actually, I think I'm just going to go slightly fraction smaller than 3.9 this time. So if you want it smaller, let's see, we will cut it, yeah, I think I'll cut it smaller there. And then you just pop it back into here and you go, well, I actually only want it as a little dinky one like that. So, excuse my having to put it up on the angle like that. And you literally just cut yourself that. So pretty much with this, you can do it any width you like that. However, what if you want it wider? But wait, there's more. So if you want it wider, again, you have to measure the widest point, which with this one is, wait for it. I was trying to write these onto my punches and obviously I didn't manage that. 6 centimeters. So I'm just going to write that down on here. 6 centimeters wide. I'll know what I mean by that. So this time I want 6 centimeters. So there's my 6 centimeter mark. Let's take that out, pop that over there and get rid of that one. So this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop it into here, and I pulled it too far. So let's just go again. Oh. All right. So if you want to make sure that you're getting it straight like this, then just sort of eyeball it to there. And that will give you that. I mean, actually, that would look pretty cool just as a topper on a card anyway, so for a tag. But we're going with both sides. So then you thread back in this one here, and you go, well, actually, I would quite like it kind of squarish, so let's go with it about there. And it's not quite square. Oh well, you could measure it if you were really that concerned about it. But look at this, you can layer them up. So yeah, I just think that's a really cool thing to be able to do with your punches. So that is that one. So that is my everyday label punch. This is probably my most used punch. I just love using this one. I just find it such a useful size. So many of the Stampin' Up sayings that we have fit into this. Oh, it's got a nice little bit of dirt on top of it there. Excuse me there. And as I say, you can extend the size of it. So potentially you could fit all sorts of different things into this. So there is that one. Now, my next most useful punch is this one here, the Tailored Tag Punch. Now, Tailored Tag Punch, I don't know that you can do quite the same thing as you do with the everyday label, but you can create that sort of thing with it. Let me show you how. So, this one I did not write it in. Oh, that's because I just took whatever was there. Okay. So potentially with this one, it doesn't matter what size, so long as it fits inside the punch. So, oh, actually, what am I doing? Going the wrong way. So here we go. We just take this and we can create it as a pointy. So let's move that up a bit more. So we can create an arrow with it. Well, gee, that was pretty down to the wire, wasn't it? And potentially you could create an arrow within an arrow. So if we did that and we just went, okay, I reckon maybe about there, then you've got another arrow there. So you could have an arrow like that, or if you are patient with it, you can actually thread this into here like that. And you can create that sort of thing too. So again, there's lots of possibilities with this punch. You can create a punch that is slightly shorter like that if you want to. There's just lots of different things. Have a play around with your punches. See what you can create. And do show me what you create as well. So we're going to move on to that one in a second, but I thought I would just show you quickly. I've got a new bundle coming up that I have advertised in my email and on my blog. And if you are interested in it, then it is $42 for this kit. So these are the cards that you would be making in the kit. So there they all are. Now, I have called it Delicate Baubles Bundle Bumper currently. But in my email, I did say, can I please have votes or suggestions for what I call these bundles? So when I say bundle bumper, I could call it bundle brilliance. I could call it bundle bounty. And I've also had a suggestion of bundle buffet. So far I have 1 vote for bundle bumper, I have 1 vote for bundle bounty, and I have the suggestion of bundle buffet. And my other one, as I say, was bundle brilliance. So if you think that you have a preference as to what I would call it, or no, not if you think you have a preference, what would you like it to see it be called? Let's go with that, shall we? So let me know in the comments below if you think it should be called a bundle bumper, a bundle brilliance, bundle bounty, or a bundle buffet. So that is those cards. Now, if you order the bundle from me, which is the die set and the stamp set, which I think is called Delicate Baubles Bundle. Oh goodness, hang on a minute. Let's just find it and show you. Where are they? Baubles. Page 40. Page 40, 38, 40. There it is. So it's got these absolutely gorgeous dies, and then it's got these beautiful stamp sets. A stamp set, not plural. So if you order that from me, and you would also like to have this set to create, because this uses papers that are not part of this bundle, then I will be knocking $10 off for you. So instead of 42, it would be 32 for the kit. You do need to order it by the 9th of October. And if you do order the bundle, then I actually have a further 6 cards for you to create, which I'll be sending as an email, just the instructions for them. So there we go. So we can move on now to this punch here. And I just think this punch is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, look at how you can double end it, or you can make it shorter. I better show you what size it's meant to come out. Well, no, that one's not going to work. Let's grab that one. So that's the actual size of the punch, okay? But I have measured it, and it is 4.4 centimeters wide. So 4.4 centimeters. Let me show you how I do it. 4.4. Get rid of that piece. Whee. So you could either create a long one like this, so you could create it like that, or you could pop this part into the bottom here. It is a little fiddly to do this, I will admit, but potentially it's worth it. So that can go into there like that. And you could create, she says, getting rid of everything. You could pop this end back into there and create one that looks like that. And obviously, whatever size you want it. So if you wanted it as a little small one, you could have it as a small one. So it's the same theory as we used with the Everyday Label punch. This time we're just using the Elegantly Said punch. And again, you can double end it. You can double end it like that. You can double end it like that. I mean, that would look pretty cool on top of there. You could potentially make it shorter. So you don't have to do it this size. You can make it shorter and just make sure that it lines up well. This one done in exactly the same way as you would do the one with the Everyday Label punch. So I'll show you that again. So it was 4.4 centimeters. Let's just turn that round. 4.4 centimeters. Let's get rid of these bits because we don't need those anymore. And move everything over. No. Yes. So we go. Now I've got to remember how we do this one. So you want to do the bottom first with this. It'll make it so much easier if you do the bottom first. She says, haha, there it is. So pop that bottom one in, punch it down. And then when you come to do the top part, you're going to find it a lot easier if you put your saying on there and then you go, okay, well, that's about what I need. And it's a lot easier to actually be looking at it rather than having it down in front of you. So then you can create it like that. So then you can have different sizes. I don't really think that would work terribly well to have it like that. But yes, this also looks really cool on the edge. So potentially if you went like this, and I just want it to go right to the corners. How cool is that for the edging? Or potentially you could just put that into a corner. So yeah, I just think this punch is ever so pretty. That's the Elegantly Said punch. So these punches, I believe, are $31. So that you know. And let us move this lot off here and move on to our last punch. So the jar punch is really cool because you can do so much with it. So that is the correct size of the punch. So obviously you now know how we're going to get that one, and you now know how we're going to get that one because they are the long and the short of it. Ha ha! I thought that was quite a good pun, the long and the short of it. But these ones here, so that one is the same width. Yeah, so same length, sorry. So potentially that one you would do in the same way that we did with the Everyday Label punch to create these wider ones. Because it has a flat top and flat bottom, flat sides, you can actually do this with this punch. However, these ones are shorter and fatter. Ooh! How are we going to do shorter and fatter? There's a question. So let's have a go at it and see whether I can remember how I did it. Alrighty. So as you can see, I've put on here, it's 3.5 wide and it's 5.6 tall. So we want the 5.6 tall at this point in time. So I'm not going to get it from that corner. 5.6 tall. No, we don't want it 5.6 tall. We actually we'll use this piece because what we want to do is we want to create it wider and fatter. So let us go for it. We will go along here and we're going to punch this top part. Nope, I lie. We're going to punch the bottom first. See, I told you I'd be hard pushed to remember how I did this. So we're going to punch that bottom part first. And, oops, let's thread it in from this side and make it so much easier. And punch the bottom. There we go. So we've got that part for the bottom, which, you know, if you wanted just a rounded corner, potentially you might want that just on a little tag like this. Obviously, it's not going to work to try and round the corner on a whole page because that's going to get a bit awkward. And then we will take it up to the top here. And we're going to... I had it and then I didn't have it. So you want to be really careful as you pull this out because you don't want to go too far so that it ruins the curve on there. So let's just do the same on the other side. So you kind of stop when you see the curve coming out and then it gives you that. And then obviously, you know, because it's a jar, you're going to want to put your sort of jar lines on the top of it. But that is how you create a wider jar. So how cool is all that? I think it's pretty amazing what you can actually do with the punches. And obviously, if you search through Pinterest and things like that, you're going to find things that you can do with your punches that will create you some different punch art things and things like that. But certainly experiment with the punches you've got, and if you come up with any other ideas, I'd love to see them. I really would. And do share the love with this video, so share it around, and yeah, I will hope to see you next Saturday. Please do say hi in the comments, and please do vote on that what I call my bundle things. All right, thanks for joining me. Bye.